Hey everyone, this will be my third video that I'm going to generate for my page, come find out. And it might be longer than 10 minutes, but I'm just going to speak what's in my heart and what I want to preach, what's been on my mind for a while now. So first of all, I've been trying to explain from the get-go that the message or the videos that I'm making, right? There's two options. People can take it upon themselves and get offended by it, or they can actually try understanding the message that I'm trying to preach, which I've been saying from the get-go. I'm not here for anyone in general or anyone in specific, right? I'm here so people don't go through the shit that I went through, right? For everyone out there. And anyone that knows me in person, right? I don't consider myself a religious guy. Of course, I have my mistakes. I have my shortcomings. But anyone that knows me for years, I'm always a kind person and I'm real. Yeah, I'm not fake. So that's the one quality that I think I have before anything else, right? Doesn't matter if I don't pray, doesn't matter if I pray, doesn't matter if I'm religious, none of that matters, and that's what I'm trying to preach, right? So my message again, I want to focus on the word hypocrite, right? And this is something that comes from religion. Again, I'm preaching my own views and my own truth, right? I'm not a scholar. I'm me. I'm in my garage. I don't have a position. I don't belong to any organization, and I don't force my views upon anyone, right? But focusing on the word hypocrite, yeah, a munafiq, what they call it in Islam religion. And whoever's watching, you could be an atheist for all I care. You could be smoking weed. You could be doing drugs. You could have tattoos. You could be against God. That's all right. It's all good. I'm not here to force my religion onto yours, right? Because before whatever religion says, right? The first story of how religion starts is arrogance, right? When you look at the book, the Quran, Adam and Eve got kicked out of heaven, right? For one reason. The Satan, right, was arrogant, yeah, and thought that Satan was better than them, right? And that's how this whole world started, right? So arrogance, that's where everything started from, arrogance. So from my perspective, right, that tells a lot, because it doesn't matter if you're praying 5 times a day, doesn't matter if you're a scholar, doesn't matter what organization you're from, those stuff do not matter, because I've been through shit and I don't hide who I am, right? It's been over a month since I got out of prison, and before I went into prison, I posted everything online, yeah, for like the last 2-3 weeks. I used to smoke weed every single day. I didn't pray for years, and I was away from religion, far away, right? And I'd always blame myself, saying, nah, you're a shit person, you're a person that sins, you're a person that doesn't pray, God hates you, and everyone around you is perfect, you know, because they pray, you know, they're part of an organization, and they're better than me, right? But I had one thought that I didn't kill in my mind. I didn't give up hope, right? I had one little spark left inside me saying, whatever I do, I admit the sins that I do, I admit the mistakes that I do, and that's it. That's the only spark that I had in me. And I kept going, but I admitted my mistakes. I admitted my sins, right? And now when you look around, and I love my family. I have the utmost respect for them, for every single one of them, right? When you especially go into the way I look at it, I'm 29, right? And I look, it's been 15 years with some people. It's been 15 years. And you see that person 15 years later, from when you were in year 7 till 29. And you realize the people that you see, some people that you see, and some people, and especially the ones in position, right? The ones that are older, the ones that are seen as religious, the ones that control positions and people and power in any organization, right? You see these people, and they're still the same, right? One example I want to give is when someone acts like a sick cunt, right? When they see you in person and they cross their eyebrows and they put up their chest and they try being intimidating, right? And I've witnessed this my whole life through a lot of people, right? From when I was in year 7 to a little kid to all the way to I'm hitting the age of 29. And when you see this bullshit, I'm a sick cunt, you know, I'm better than you, intimidating vibes, because it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're kind, it doesn't matter if you smoke, it doesn't matter if you're religious or non-religious. It doesn't matter what you do, right? You can't please people like that. And I'll tell you why. Because those people that do that, when you feel that intimidation, right, you realize I've been in prison 4 months and my charges aren't anything serious. They're bullshit major charges, you know, minor charges, sorry. But when I've been in prison, I had more respect, right? More love from people that have murdered others, from real dangerous people, right? From people where when you look out in the society and you walk down, right? If anything, you think that these guys are going to hurt you, that these guys are going to intimidate you. But when you cut out because in prison there's no phones, there's no distractions, energy, and your vibes are really, really sensitive. Everyone's on edge, right? So you do that action in prison, doesn't matter what age you are, right? If you go to someone and you smile and you shower them with your compliments, but you even put your chest up and you say, hey, like that, you're gonna get fucking knocked, right? You'll get belted double up. What the fuck are you doing, right? Respect goes a long way. And if anything, the 4 months that I've been there, I've been respected and loved by people that you think, or I might have thought in a way, even before I went in, are below us, right? But when you go in there, you realize that everyone's on edge, that everyone's going through struggles. So respect and being genuine and not being an arrogant cunt goes a long fucking way. And my 4 months in there, I was hanging out with people. If anything, I was always protected. Not because I prayed, not because I was religious, not because you know, God has chosen me. It's because I was a genuine person. I showed them respect, and if anything, they showed me respect. They protected me, they fed me, they loved me, and I had no issues with anyone, right? You do get some people where whatever you do, they won't appreciate it, but in general, when people, especially the heavies, right, the ones that have actually seen real shit, more shit than me, when they see that, oh look, there's a genuine person, there's a hurt person, they'll open up their arms and try to protect you and make sure that nothing happens to you, because they know what it feels like. So coming back onto the topic of arrogance, right? And this is what he writes in the Quran. And mention when they'll argue within the fire, the weak will say to those who had been arrogant, indeed we were only your followers, so will you relieve us a share of the fire? Those who had been arrogant will say, indeed, all of us are in it. Indeed, God has judged between the servants, right? So this bullshit ideology of if you pray and you make yourself a little bubble and you're part of a certain organization and you're set, you know, you hear words like, oh, if I'm going to go to heaven, I'm going to go to heaven because of this organization. If I'm going to go to heaven, it's because I stayed away from sin. Who told you that? Did you get a message from above the heavens where you sent a message directly from God saying, yep, you're forgiven? People don't understand that they can spend their 10, 15, and this is message to all, right? You can take whatever you want out of it. Yeah, this is message to all, but I'm sick and tired of seeing these grown-ass men, plural, men, that are in their 40s, 50s, thinking they're fucking above you, right? Because you wear a piercing, and you have piercings, and you look a certain way. But have you been through the experiences that I've been through? I haven't made myself a fucking bubble my whole life for the last 30 years as well. I haven't. If I did, and I made myself a little circle where I only see people that I choose to see, and when I walk down the street and I see someone that's got tats, someone that's smoking weed or doing drugs, of course I'm gonna get scared, because I'm being judgmental. I'll look at him and be like, oh fuck that cunt, you know, he's dangerous, I'm better than him. And what happens is when these people, they form a group, right? And they feed each other's ego constantly. And they'll start battling each other's ego. And it's just all fake, right? And then when they see someone real and this isn't just me, it's anyone, when they see someone real like me, where I can sense how fucking fake they are due to their actions. I don't care if you pray 24/7, I don't care what position you're in, right? Character and religion go hand in hand. And my message again is to everyone out there: do not let anyone make you feel small. Do not let anyone belittle you from your looks, on how you act, how you talk, if you swear, if you smoke, because that's not what religion teaches. I'm not guaranteed heaven or hell. You're not guaranteed heaven or hell, right? That's for God to judge. That's for God to decide. But the moment you think that you're above everyone else, the moment that you think that you're safe simply because you pray your prayers, simply because you're part of an organization, and that's it, you're safe. If anything, that goes back to being a hypocrite, right? And it talks a lot about hypocrites in the Quran as well, right? And my preach is to all religions and all faiths, right? Doesn't matter if you're atheist. Being a hypocrite is the most dangerous thing. Why? Because you think your whole life that these people are your friends. Yeah, and you look at the Prophet's life, and there were many, many hypocrites among you, right? And they'll sit down next to you, they'll smile, they'll put on a face, and they'll act like they care. And they'll feed off your innocence for years and years and years. And they'll do everything in their power to keep their peace, to keep themselves happy, to keep themselves secure, and they'll throw you under the bus, right? They'll try silencing you, they'll kick you out. They won't even argue with you, right? They will just gaslight you with little words and make you go nuts, right? And they'll watch you spiral out of control. And then on top, they'll turn around and be like, yeah, look, he does drugs and he's out of control, he's got mental problems. Brother, this is gaslighting 101, this is manipulation, this is being a hypocrite at its purest, if you can't put and this goes for me as well, if I can't put my arrogance and my pride down and just put all my guards down and try connecting with the person across me, regardless of what they do, then I failed. Of course, if you sense that person across you is, isn't being friendly and they're very aggressive, yes, of course there's evil people out there. There is. You don't have to take anyone's shit. You can try. And if it doesn't work, then fair enough, be it. But if it comes to, and I'll put it, and I've spent my whole life like this, yeah. If it comes to where even one sentence, for instance, this way all falls down to even one sentence you say, you try making one sentence just on your opinion, one sentence, and they won't even listen to that one sentence, or they won't even listen to you talk for 5 minutes, or they won't even agree or try connecting with you, and you're there, you try talking to them, you say, look, this is what I'm trying to explain, and you don't get a reaction out of them. And people like that generally, they won't interact with you. They'll protect their energy and their peace, right? And they'll feed off other people's energy and innocence, right? Because it goes back to, if you stand for truth, right? If you really stand for truth, you've got nothing to fear, right? But the people that don't stand for truth, the people that are fake, will ignore you, will shut you down. And again, I'll say it, anyone in the organization, right? It's gone so fucking corrupt in some organizations, yeah? It's not even about being fake anymore and putting on a show. It's gone to fucking stealing money, right? Stealing wealth, right? Where they would hide their wealth. They won't talk about it. They'll go even deeper with their mask. The people that know me, right? I'm happy to talk to anyone. If I'm stating something where your position, right, and your wage and the stuff that you buy, I'm questioning it. Of course I'm questioning it. This goes for everyone, right? Brother, I know how a business works. I've worked like a dog for 7-8 years my whole life, right? I know how taxes work. I know how wages work. I know how banks work. You can't fucking trick me into saying, oh, I did this and I did that. If you're upset about what I said, let's discuss it then. But what happens is you'll state something, they'll shut you down, they'll kick you out, and then they won't even approach you to talk about it. But if you've got nothing to hide, if you stand by truth, then speak, explain. Why are you hiding for? Why are you trying to change the topic for? And another thing that liars and hypocrites and manipulators do is they'll divert the topic. And they're like, no, don't look at us. There was a video on Instagram. The guy, the taxi driver, explaining, he goes, don't look at dictators and people that are doing bigger injustice than you, right? And, maybe they might be stealing from millions and, taking over countries. He goes, the only reason why he's able to do that is because he's got the power, for example, and he's got the strength to be able to, for example, manipulate not one person, but millions. He goes, you've got the power to manipulate one person in your family or 5. He goes, you're the same. Just because you don't have the power to do that doesn't mean you compare yourself and say, hey, look at him. He's the actual dictator. They're the actual corrupt ones. No. That's not what religion says. If you manipulate one person in your strength, and you can only manipulate a certain amount of people, whoever is in your control, you're on the same boat. You're the exact same. You're side by side. You're not a prime minister. You're not in charge of any country. And I'm not getting into the politics of the country. I don't really care what leaders do and what politics they run. I don't care. Nothing's going to be resolved. It's just a comparison. So you realize evil stands next to you, and ask yourself this question, right? We live in a world where there's a live genocide happening, right? That's truth. And then you live in a country like Australia and you ask yourself, where does evil exist, right? There's no war. There is murder and crime and all that, but if you keep your head down and you stay away from that environment, then you ask yourself even further, you're like, where's the evil in this world, right? And then you find out that evil is among you, next to you, right? Through fake people, through manipulation, through lies, right? And these people, anyone in any organization that preach religion, right? And they'll go out there and speak about religion, saying, oh, I'm this and, I'm in charge of this, but these same people won't even pick up a book at home, or they won't even practice themselves. It'll just be set days. They'll come in on that set day, they'll speak and do the reading for 20 minutes, and then they'll go home, and then they'll be like, I've done enough, I'm part of an organization, I've served God, I'm saving humanity, I'm king, I don't commit sin, I keep to myself, I don't do drugs. And then you read, and then you actually pick up the Quran and you be like, all right, let me find out what religion really is about, right? And it says here, if there comes to you from Satan an evil suggestion, then seek refuge in God. Indeed, he is the hearing, the knowing. Or have they taken protectors or allies besides him? But God, he is the protector, and he gives life to the dead, and he is over all things competent. Right? And then you ask yourself, you're like, these people are around you, you ask yourself, why am I the one that's doing, why have I done drugs? And I'm not on any drugs. I've left all of that life behind. I'm not in any sort of criminal life. I don't promote it, but it's a part of my past. I can't, just because I've left that life behind, I can't sit on my throne and start saying, oh, I'm better now, I pray now, I read the Quran now, so anyone that does drugs or anyone that doesn't pray is below me. No, if I do that, then that's when I become delusional, that's when I become a hypocrite. So I keep true to myself. It doesn't matter how perfect I may be with my religion, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, I still open up my arms to everyone out there saying, you know what, that person is hurting, that person has gone through struggles, right? And if I see they have good intentions, and if I see, I put everything aside and I just look at them. Yeah, you look at the person and you try connecting with them, and if you sense that they're good people, right? Then you be like, yeah, this person is a good person. I don't care what sin they do. And I've witnessed that in prison. You actually realize the people that commit crimes and all that, they're human, right? They're human. You sit with them. I've sat with them. I spent my months and days with them, right? And when you actually connect with them, you're like, man, these people are just normal humans. They're not out there to hurt you. We all have our storm. We all have our troubles, right? And he says this in religion as well. Every soul is tested. Everyone. My test isn't more difficult than yours, right? And I understand that. And I've always understood that with everyone. I never judged, right? And I'm still here standing. And the only reason why is because God up there sees everyone's heart and intentions, right? Not me. And I say to myself, thank you. Even though I didn't pray, even though I spent years in sin and I rebelled, I kept my heart open and I believed that I was a good person, and God picked me up from that bottom of the barrel and made me start over. And I'm happy to start over again and again and again. But this time I tried doing it with more belief, with more practice in religion, and try to stay away from sin. That's it. But I'll try again, and I'll start it over and over and over again from the start, and I won't give up. Because I know one day my story is going to be different to anyone else's, right? And that goes to everyone. Everyone's got their own path, everyone's got their own difficulties. Some people are married and their test is raising their children. So God will bless you according to your difficulties, right? Other people are going through divorce and they're going through a world of pain. God will bless you according to your difficulties and give you the strength to be able to get over that struggle, right? Everyone's different. God will give you what you need according to each individual, but that is not for us to decide, right? That is not for us to judge and make up stupid assumptions and say stupid stuff like, oh, if I'm part of this organization and if I do this and if I do that, I'm protected and I'm gonna go to heaven. Who told you that? Who told you that? Who fucking told you that? And you hear it so much, so many times. And what happens, the effect of this, right? And I said with the example of, you'll know people for 15 years, right? I look at myself as a 30-year-old and I'm like, fucking hell, man. If I saw a little year 7 kid and I tried acting like a fucking sick cunt to him and try intimidating him and, pull my shoulders out and try poking at him and try to fix everything that he does, I'm a fucking evil person, right? And you do get people like that, where even when you're a little kid, they'll whatever you do, they'll try fucking picking on you, and then you're 30 years old, you're nearly 30 years old, and they'll still do the same shit. It's like, bro, fuck you then, yeah? Just because you can't face your own fucking ego and your own problems and your fucking own insecurities, and you think that you're better than me, then fuck you. Because I don't care what position or I don't care who you are. Be a fucking human with me, yeah? And if anything, it comes back to what I said. They'll see this video and they'll take it upon themselves and be like, oh fuck, and they'll get pissed off and they'll start talking shit behind your back and they'll continue even further and they'll be like, oh man, this guy's so fucking evil. Look at him, he's swearing and he's look at the way he's talking about religion. That's not what religion is about. This guy's off the tracks, this guy's off. Brother, you can say whatever you want. I've got nothing to hide. I've never had anything to hide. Anyone that knows me, I've always been fucking honest to myself and to the people out there. I am who I am, and I don't fucking hide it. But what I am against is I'm trying to help out anyone out there. Don't feel bad about yourself and the sins that you do. Do not let fucking people belittle you and judge you. Even little words, we think that the little compliments don't hurt, yeah? And we think that it doesn't affect us. But what happens is these people that don't try understanding you, those little words, those little comments, you carry with them all the way home. You go home and then you feel like absolute shit, right? Little comments, oh, when are you going to quit smoking? Oh, little fake comments, even manipulation. Oh man, you're looking good. You're looking, you're so religious now. Just fake. And you're there like you're trying to figure it out. You're like, this feels off, but you can't put a word to it. And I've had it for years where I couldn't put a word to it. I'm like, what the fuck? I go, why am I feeling off from this person? But that's their fucking evil energy, because words carry fucking energy, right? They carry something, yeah? That guy's just releasing his shit energy, his fucking fake bullshit energy onto you. And he goes home and he sleeps comfortably in his bed thinking that he's fucking king of the world. And, he's the savior of the world. And he'll go to sleep comfortably while you will fucking spiral out of control all the way to the point where, it goes... And I've been through it. It goes to the point where you'll fucking drive off your head on drugs. And a lot of people fucking die from it. I survived it. Yeah, I was on drugs, doing fucking 200 kilometers an hour. Yeah, and I'm not saying it to promote it. But what happens if I fucking slip and I crash and I wrap around the tree? And you see it happen every day. then what? And that's how people die, from drug overdose, and they keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And then when you go into prison, you fucking realize that things happen in an instant, right? In an instant. All those, the people that have murdered others and the people that have done the crime, they're just going deeper and deeper into the barrel because they're not accepted by society, because they're not accepted by the people around them, and no one wants to understand where they're coming from, right? And you see it every single day. But if you try protecting yourself and saying, no, I don't want to deal with this, okay, fair enough, you don't have to save the world, you don't have to go fucking preach and save the world, but no one's telling you to save the world, because God judges all affairs, not you. The moment you think that you're in control of other people's life and you're in control of fucking humanity is when you fucking lose, right? But the moment you say, I'm gonna preach my truth from the bottom of my heart and I'm just gonna do whatever I can and I'll leave the rest to God, and you face your own insecurities, you face your own fucking struggles, and you look at yourself, because it all starts, the saying, change starts within yourself. If you're not practicing trying to tame your own ego, if you're not practicing trying to face your own insecurities and your own troubles, you can talk as much as you want, it's fucking fake. It gives zero effect. That's it. And I face my own struggles every single day. I look at myself in the mirror and I say, this is what I need to fix, this is what I need to do. I wash the dishes, I vacuum the house, I don't give a fuck. What, you think being a man is not washing the dishes and vacuuming the house, or helping out your mum or your wife? What, because we think that we're too fucking alpha and we're too good, and if people find out, it's gonna wreck. No, that's your own fucking insecurities. I do the dishes all the time, I help out my mum all the time, I'm more than happy to, because it doesn't define my manness and my alphaness. I'm happy with who I am, and I can tell it to everyone. If anything, the moment you do that to your partners, to your mum, to whoever it is, that's when you'll get respect. But the moment you walk into the house and you put on that vibe, oh, I'm better than this, and I won't wash the dishes, I won't cook because it hurts my manliness, you're just pushing people away. You're putting on that guard saying, I'm better than you. Try it. Try putting your guard down and try helping out. Be like, who gives a fuck if I wash dishes, if I vacuum the house? See what happens. If anything, that's when you get true respect as a man in the house. That's when you truly get respect, because the person, especially females, sense that energy from you, and they see this guy has control of his emotions. This guy isn't afraid, right? And when you do stuff like that, that's when true connection starts with everything. Another verse from the Quran, and in anything over which you disagree, its ruling is to be referred to God. Say, that is God, my Lord, upon him I have relied, and to him I turn back. And those who argue concerning God after he has been responded to, their argument is invalid with their Lord, and upon them is his wrath, and for them is a severe punishment. It is God who has sent down the book in truth, and also the balance, in example justice, and what will make you perceive perhaps the hour is near. Or he could destroy them for what they earned, but he pardons much, and whoever retaliates after having been wronged, those have not upon them any cause for blame. The cause is only against the ones who wrong the people and tyrannize upon the earth without right. Those will have a painful punishment. Right? So I don't force my ideologies on anyone. I speak and I leave it be, right? I don't fucking message people. I don't annoy anyone. I don't go out in a certain position or organization and be like, hey, you have to listen to me. And I've witnessed this my whole life, where there were times where I didn't even pray, right? In a religious movement. And the person in charge of that religious movement would get so fucking cut and angry, saying, oh, you know, you haven't prayed and this and that. Brother, what the fuck is it to you if I didn't pray? Like, is it, are you taking yourself as a god or something? I pray to God. If I didn't pray, I didn't pray. What is it to you? You know, and they get so, oh, they didn't listen. That's when it becomes about ego. The moment you'll try preaching, but the moment you make it personal and whatever they do, you take it upon yourself. Like, oh, he didn't pray and he didn't listen to my word. I didn't fucking listen because I don't feel kindness from you. I don't feel realness from you. You're trying to control me. That's what it is. You're trying to control me. It goes back to arrogance. You're being a fucking arrogant cunt. You're being fake. And I can see through the mask now. After being through so much shit, I can see how fake you are. And you can smile and you can act as much as you want. But it's very clear that you're being fake, and there's a difference between you're trying to satisfy my ego, you know, and now it's turned into the other way around. When you outgrow this and when you see through manipulation, the mask changes, the words change. It'll go from trying to control you to try to compliment you with fake bullshit compliments. Oh, you look so good. Oh, you look so mature. Oh, you know, nice hat, nice earring, you know. How are you so calm, you know? Oh, all this bullshit. It's like, brother, I never gave a fuck about your opinion, and I don't give a fuck about it now. Because it's so obvious now you're trying to, you know, feed me with all these lies to get my attention so you can feel superior, so you can feel comfortable to me. I don't care if you're feeling insecure next to me. I don't give a fuck. I went to a job coming out of prison a couple of weeks ago from a reference of a religious movement, right? And I went there with the kindest intention, and I know I've been in prison, and I know the mistakes that I've done. So if anything, I'm more kind, I'm more preachful, I'm more respectful, I'm more understanding. You know, I don't go out in public and try acting intimidating, and I don't try to act like a sick cunt, saying, yeah, I've been in prison, you know, I've got boys and shit like that. No, that's all bullshit. That shit gets you nowhere. If anything, I'm way more respectful. I go, yep, no worries. I don't swear, I don't scream at anyone, I don't try acting intimidating. But I realised even when I came out of prison, even when I fucking lost everything in a way, and I've gained everything in a way as well, because I've gained consciousness, I've gained clearance. I said, yep, I'm not the problem. Some people are the problem, right? And I went to that job, and it's a job that I've done for years, experience, you know, like, and it's an older guy again. It's generally the fucking 40-50-year-old older guy that feel insecure, right? And we're picking up the box, and I'm trying to be respectful, and I'm trying to put my head down. And the guy, you know, and I told him, I go, brother, I've worked for other companies, right? And these other companies, they've got nothing to do with, you know, they're not connected to an organization, they're not connected to any religious movement or anything like that. They're just them. And I said to him, I'm like, brother, look, you know, I go, we know each other, you know, clearly we're a reference, and you're labeled as a good guy, you know, a part of us, because there's this whole thing of, are they a part of us or are they against us? Like, fuck, you're part of us or against us. Why putting a division between people? Yeah, I've never put that division, and I'll go into any political movement or whatever it is, and if anything, I see kindness there and respect there as well. Because why? I showed them kindness and respect. I don't see them as a political figure or saying you're this, so you're against me. I don't carry hate in my heart, but the hatred's gone so fucking strong. You know, are you part of us? Okay, then come to us. If you're against us, over what? Over political belief? Anyways, I'll go into there and I'll tell him, I'm like, look, I go, brother, I've been fucked around before, and I'll say it nicely. I'm like, in the most respectful way, yeah, because respect goes a long way, and I understand people are older than me, and there's our culture and there's our respect, and I don't swear next to people that are older than me. I don't act like a sick cunt. I'm speaking as I am now because it's my video, but anyone that's older than me, I put my pride down, I put everything down, and I act respectful. And I'm saying, okay, you know, I understand you're older than me. I understand that you have more life experience. And I told him, I'm like, look, I've been fucked around before in the past, and I'm like, where they told me it's furniture moving, right? And I'm a fast worker. I go, what are the conditions? And then he goes to me, he goes, this is how much you're gonna get. He goes, there won't be any more than a set amount of furniture that you carry in a day. You will finish at 5 o'clock, and then if you set after we used to assemble the tables, he goes, anything you set more than 2 tables, he goes, you're gonna get extra money. He goes, $100, $200. He goes, you'll be making up to 2.5K. He goes, we pay and this and that. I'm like, yeah, sounds good. I just want to know the conditions. What are the conditions? What are the terms? I go, because I've worked. I worked, like I can say I worked double overtime, more than your average person. I worked like a dog from 21 to 28. I only had 2 weeks off. But anyways, I go, I just want to know what he goes, yeah. He goes, these are the conditions. This is how much you'll get paid. And I put my trust. I'm like, yeah, okay, no worries. He's known as a religious person. He's known in the community, right? And then do a few shifts with him, and I go out on my first shift, and then literally from 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. I only had about 10-15 minutes break for prayer. I broke my back running around, no break, literally only 10 minutes while running around. And I turn around to the other driver. I go, what's happening? I thought we're only going to do 2 tables. And he starts laughing. He goes, mate. He goes, that's bullshit. He goes, sometimes we finish at 7, 8, 9 o'clock. He goes, no. He goes, it's nothing like that. He goes, I was promised 1.5 trucks full. We ended up doing 2 trucks. And we only finished at 5 o'clock because we worked fast. I'm like, okay. I go, this wasn't what I promised. I pick up the phone, I message or call him. I go, what's happening? I go, in a nice way. I go, I thought, I was gonna get paid extra, and I thought this. No, he goes, he goes, you misunderstood, and he goes, I didn't say that. He goes, because what I meant is this. But he goes, yeah, some days you'll finish at 7, 8, 9 o'clock, and he goes, you don't get paid. You don't get paid extra. He goes, that's not what I meant, this and that. And he started panicking, buckling. I'm like, no worries. I didn't say anything. I kept it respectful, and I quit the job. So this is where evil lies, yeah? Like, while you have a live genocide going on, a few hours or how many ever hours by plane on the other side of the world, you think to yourself, where does evil exist here? Evil exists with shit like this, with people trying to fuck over other people in every single way that they can, right? And you'll have more genuine people on the street that haven't prayed, that don't believe in God, right? That has never been affiliated with any sort of religious movement or any religion, and that person will be way more fucking honest to you and treat you and give you every single dollar and right. Then you look at people next to you that, put on a religious show, and they'll try to fuck you over in every single way possible, and they'll try to do anything and everything to take control of you and to take advantage of you over $5, over $10. Brother, I've been through enough shit to see the bullshit. I'll speak my truth in any way, and again, I'll say it. In some political movements, in religious movements, people are fucking stealing money, right? They are stealing money for their own benefit, for their own land, for their own houses, right? They are, and they're hiding it. And the corruption is going deeper and deeper, and I'm saying this for every single person out there. Question it and ask it. Don't be afraid, because I've always, even when I didn't pray, I've always said, I trust in God, and God is my protector. Once you have that belief, doesn't matter if you're religious or non-religious, once you put that trust in you and you go out raw and you speak your truth and you say what you think is right, and even if you lose everything, even if you've lost everything in a way, just remember, you're not the one that controls any affairs. God is up there seeing everything, all the injustice, all the lies, all the bullshit, all the manipulation. And even if you're going to fall over and over again, start again. Even if you're going to lose your job, Even if you're going to lose people around you, start again and again and again, but have your trust in God, because the more real you are, the more honest you are, the more true you are to yourself, and you stop trying to please people around you and trying to make them happy into justifying your own actions, and you just focus on yourself and you try pleasing God in any way, right? That's when the real benefit, that's where real wealth comes, because you realize your wealth, your money, your mental health, your peace does not come from people, it comes from God, right? People, and the people that try to take advantage of you, leave that to God, because God will take it out on them one way or another. I've ran a few businesses and I've treated all my workers with the utmost respect. Yes, I have my faults, I have my, shortcomings and all that, I understand, but the more I developed, I never saw anyone fucking below me. And the people that worked for me or with me, when I used to work at my business, I wouldn't even have to say a word to anyone next to me, right? And there was only one reason, is because I'd keep quiet, I'll do all the hard work, I'll do the mopping, I'll do the dishes, I'll do the cleaning. Again, I focused on myself. I'm just like, how can I tell someone else to do something if I'm not doing it myself? And you don't have to say a word. The moment you do that, the person next to you automatically will start feeling more appreciated. They'll be like, yeah, you know what, this guy's the fucking owner or the manager or the boss, but he's working harder than me, and he's not telling me what to do, and he's not making me feel superior. That's when people truly appreciate working for you. And I've had my own workers, even if I've left it, that have been with me in the business for 7-8 years. I'm the one that fucking hired them. I'm the one that got them. I'm the one that started that. Yeah? And that's when you attract people that are true to you. When you're true to yourself and you try being yourself, and you drop the bullshit, and if you know you're approaching someone with that ego, you know deep down yourself what you're doing. You know it. The person across you might not know it, but God knows it, and you know yourself that you're acting out of ego. You're not being genuine. Yeah, and you can put on and act all you want. I've heard these grown-ass men, and I used to say it when I was in year 7, I kid you not, I used to be like, wait till you fucking have a kid and they turn 18, 19. And I've heard them saying, oh, now, and then now you see these same people, right? I've heard them say, oh, now I've got a kid that's angry and he's hot-headed. He goes, I can't approach him. He goes, I can't approach him with anger. He goes, I have to approach him with kindness. And, they'll run after their own children, and, they'll wipe their ass, and, they'll make sure they're appreciated. And they'll do everything. They won't act like a sick cunt to their own children, to the ones that they love, because they know that their own children won't take it. And, they'll do everything to please their children. But what happened to when I was in year 7? What happened to the people that you were treating with disrespect? Because what, it wasn't your kid? You didn't give a fuck? You wanted to feel like a fucking big man? You wanted to feel like a sick cunt to a little year 7 child? Yeah, so continuing where I left off, you wanted to feel like a sick cunt to a little year 7 child because he's not your kid. You wanted to traumatize him and, cross your eyebrows and intimidate him. But now that you have your own fucking child, you can't act like a big man, you can't act like a sick cunt to him. Do it to your own child then. Go show your alphaness and your realness to your own fucking child then. Yeah, so my message again, I've been wanting to make this page to preach to anyone out there. Not people you can look at this and be like, oh, he's talking about me, and take it all you want. I'm talking about the people out there globally, right? For the person out there that's fucking high off his head, in his car, crying, saying, what the fuck did I do wrong? Why is God treating me like this? What did I do to deserve this? I'm out there for the person that spent their months, their years crying in the car, trying to say, I'm a good person, why is the world treating me like this? I'm out there for the people that are fucking on the verge of overdose and they're about to end their life. I'm out there for the people that go deeper and deeper into the hole, and there's many people that commit suicide. There's many people that kill themselves on drug overdose. Mental health, yeah, mental health. Just because you chose to fucking put yourself a bubble and you think that life revolves around you, and that's the thing with fucking fake people, they think life revolves around them. They think that everything being said is about them and them. It's like, brother, like, fuck your own life, yeah? Like, I don't give a shit about what you think of me, right? This is my life. Just the way I don't say shit to you, I haven't said shit to you my whole life, for 29 years of my life, and I'm still speaking truth without giving any names. I speak on a general audience, and I'm trying to give a message to someone. If you still want to take this personally, then be it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to please your ego. I'm not here to make you feel comfortable with your own life, because you haven't lived the shit that I've lived, and I haven't lived the shit that you've lived, and this goes for everyone. If you haven't, don't interfere with other people's lives. Don't try to control and manipulate them. You haven't lived the shit they've lived, right? I haven't been married. Do I go up to married people and say, oh, this is how you gotta do it and this is how you gotta act? No, I've never done that. If anything, I've told everyone that's married, saying, you know what, I respect the bro, being married and looking after children and being, working a job and, taking on that responsibility is being a man on its own. Like, it's I have the utmost respect for it. Just because I'm single and I haven't chosen to get married does not mean that I'm fucking battling and I'm battling storms that are stronger than yours, or I'm better in any way. I respect it, I understand it, I appreciate it. Each to their own, right? I couldn't take on the responsibility on getting married and having children because I just couldn't do it. I'm not ready for it yet. But if you've done that and you've reaped the benefits and you've chosen to stay in your lane where you've said to yourself, okay, I'm going to get married and these are the people that I see and this is the job that I'm going to do and I'm going to stay in my lane, fair enough, be it. I have the utmost respect for it. I don't care. But all my life, I've always, these people that haven't chosen to go out of their lane think that they fucking can, tell me what to do or try to explain shit to me that they haven't seen. Brother, I've been in prison where I've seen people snap and lose their mind at night, 3 a.m. at night, where they've fucking lost their mind and they were taken to the mental ward, right? Have you seen that? Have you been in that environment? I've worked jobs outside. I've seen what the real world is. Like everyone else, I'm not in a little circle, right? These are my experiences. These are the shit that I did, right? And I'm not blaming anyone anymore. I'm not saying this is because of your fault. I say I chose to do this. I chose to go and find out what this is about and what that job is about. And I did the mistakes that I did, and it landed me in prison. But I'm still thankful because it's opened up my eyes and it's made me true to myself, right? I'm the one that went through the difficulties. I'm the one that went through the fucking struggles, not you. You chose to live your comfortable life. So your world is your world and my world is my world. And again, this could go both ways. You could sit and watch this and be like, yeah, you know what? I can understand where he's coming from. I can understand his pain. I can understand what he's trying to preach. I can understand that he's trying to help people out. And that's what my aim is, for anyone out there to not go through the difficulties that I went through simply because of other people's actions. Do what you have to do, be yourself, be kind, be respectful. Yes, my mistakes over time, and I've said this for years, my mistakes over time, the biggest mistake I probably have done, right, is I shouted, I screamed, but then I walked away. I've never thrown a punch in my life to anyone. I've never physically hurt anyone my whole life. Yes, I might have hurt people with my words and my actions, But I walked away, huh? If there was 10 out of 100%, if there was damage done, 10% of damage done was to you, where, you know, you felt me screaming and getting angry, but then 90% of the damage was done to me. I'm the one that fucking spiraled out of control. The way I see it is, I could walk down the street, and if I see some cunt with a machete, I don't give a fuck. Because when life puts you down so much, you realise that you don't fear nothing. I can walk at any time of the day, at any time of the night, and I'll approach anyone, and I'll walk to them because I don't fear anything, right? I don't. And that's just been me. But if you fear someone with tattoos and a piercing, and, you know, the way they talk, even their words scare the fuck out of you, that's your problem, brother. That's not my problem. I've always kept my respect as much as I can. The only time I've even raged or blasted at someone is when I've seen that whatever I do does not work. But now I don't even do that anymore. I just cut them off, and I'll be like, you know what? Your life is yours, my life is mine. The moment you're happy to be alone with yourself and your true inner thoughts, and you realize you don't need anyone to be happy, is the moment you win. And if anything, you grow better and stronger from it. Your patience becomes stronger. Your kindness becomes stronger. And now, if anything, I don't go around screaming or anything. I'm even more respectful. But if I see someone is not even listening to one sentence or one word that I have to say, which still happened, I've come out of prison and I tried, you know, just saying one thing, and automatically I'm shut down and I'm not listened to, and I feel it's like, brother, okay, I don't need you, but I will continue to preach my truth. There is real fucking corruption and evil, and don't believe in the masks and the positions and them putting on, I'm religious. Yeah? Don't. Because if anything, the hypocrites, two-faced people are more dangerous than the evil person that's out there, that's, you know, that shows himself saying, this is me. And people like this won't even contact you directly. As I said, they won't directly contact you saying, oh, you know, I have a problem with you. They'll talk behind your back, and they'll try convincing everyone around them, saying this person is crazy. That's up to you, brother. My reach is global, worldwide, to everyone, because I know that there might be one person out there that's hurting right now at 12:42, 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. at night, crying their eyes out, or thinking of suicide, or thinking of ending their life, and they might see my video, and they might see my pain and feel my energy, and see what I'm trying to preach. And if they see this and say, you know what, I'm going to continue, I'm going to take another step forward, I'm not going to give up, that's what I'm aiming for. That's my aim. And whether that happens or it doesn't happen, that's up to God. I can't know that, I can only try. My aim or preach isn't to shape my world around your world. Your world is your world. It can hurt. These stuff can hurt your ego as much as it wants. Go nuts, go drown in your own sorrow. I don't give a fuck. Anyone that knows me knows me. I've said it, if anyone has an issue with what I say, okay, you've tried silencing me, reach out, let's have a chat. I'm not here to hurt anyone, I'm not here to intimidate anyone. I'll still be respectful, I'll still be kind, as I've always been. Or talk behind my back, say as much shit as you want, but if anything, you're drowning in your own anger and sorrow. That's all it is. And you can hate me as much as you want. You can try convincing others as much as you want. I don't give a fuck. I've already lost everything in a way. I focus on myself. If anything, I grow stronger and stronger every day, because I focus on myself. I say, what did I do today to please God? What did I do to control my anger? What did I do to develop myself? I don't go around for fucking the last 15 years trying to preach religion when I haven't even picked up a book or done anything extra, because I think that I'm saved and I'm the savior of the world, and I'm going to go to heaven. That's all for today. I'll go deeper and deeper, and I'll try to preach out to anyone out there. Don't be scared. Be yourself. Speak out. And if anyone is trying to silence you, if anyone is uncomfortable what they have to say, then that's their problem, brother. Especially when it's real topics like corruption and, human rights and, about religion or backbiting. Just turn around and ask yourself, why are you backbiting? Why are you talking about this person? What's your problem? It's not just about me, it's for anyone. Why are you talking about this person? What benefit does it have to us? We just finished a 20-minute lecture, a religious lecture in a religious movement. And now, let's focus on talking shit behind other people's back. Why? What benefit does it bring you? Does it make you feel better? Does it make you feel that you're superior? Putting other people down for their mistakes? Focus on yourself. Doesn't matter who they are, what age they are. We have this belief that people that are, older than us, people that simply because of age, they're older than us. I say this my whole life. If everyone wants to become a man because of age, then everyone in their 40s, 50s would be a man. Becoming a man has got nothing to do with age. It's got nothing to do. Yes, we show our respect to our elders, but at the age of 30, I can look at someone that's 20 and be like, you know what, that guy's smarter than me in these ways. And I'm more than happy to admit it. You see a 20-year-old study medicine and have great strengths, that I don't have. And I got to look at myself and be like, wow, this guy's more knowledgeable than me. He has way more knowledge in some areas. There is no fucking belief or rule in any religion. These are just all culture. These are man-made up stuff, rules. Where simply because of your age, you know better than anyone that's below you. You know better and you're smarter and you have more knowledge and life experience. Because what? You're 40, you're 50? Nah. Fuck that. There's people out there that does it more difficult than me, that has been through more shit than me, that has been lower, in places lower than me. I admit that. There's people smarter than me. There's people more knowledgeable than me. I admit that, and I'm happy with it because it doesn't affect me. I respect that. I don't compare myself to anyone. I don't feel superior because I'm a certain age, because I come from a certain background, or because, I've been through certain situations. That's your problem. That's your own insecurities. I don't give a fuck. I never gave a fuck. For the last 7 years, I've been working 60, 70, 80 hours like a dog. If anything, I barely had a social life. I've only had 2 weeks off. I put my head down. I'm like, I'm going to focus on myself, because talking about this shit doesn't get you anywhere with people. And I've worked and I worked and I worked and I focused on myself. And now I'm doing the same thing. I'm working on myself mentally. And now I'm preaching my truth and my experiences to help others out. And whatever people think, I don't give a fuck. If you want to speak out your truth, then pick up the camera, record it, and speak your truth then. I'll appreciate it. But for anyone out there that's has the courage to speak the truth, and you can't do it yourself, then don't judge. Don't judge for anything. Don't hate for anything. Yeah? We're all human. First of all, be human. Comes from arrogance. It started in religion from arrogance, where Satan thought he was better than humans. And the moment you think that you're better than anyone else, you've lost everything. Right? Because there is no rule in religion saying if you pray and you do these certain rules. It's not a checklist where you say, yep, you do these, you're guaranteed heaven. No. You could be an atheist and not pray your whole life and be in sin your whole life, and God might still forgive you and take you to heaven. And there are many stories like this. We don't know. No one knows. You can't know. That's all for today. More than happy to talk more and more each day. Again, this is for my page. Whether I have 5 views or 10 views, I don't really care. Makes me feel better that I can share my experiences and my pain and try to help out anyone out there. I'm not here for clout. I'm not here for views. But I am hopeful that this page will take off, and I'll have a good outreach on true, authentic people that are actually going through pain, that actually need to be heard. It's just day by day, step by step, as it comes. But that's all for today. For anyone out there that's listening, thank you. Be proud of yourself. Appreciate everything of yourself. Trust in God. And fuck what everyone else thinks. Just be true to yourself and focus on yourself. You can't please everyone. It's impossible. You can't. People will always find a way to find a mistake or judge you. Let go of the belief that you're gonna try pleasing the whole world. No. Be yourself, trust in God, and just work hard. It takes time, but when it does come, it'll come in great benefit. And everything that you've worked for, everything that you hope for, will one day come. You just got to keep trying and trusting in God.